Today we'll recap a 2020 horror fantasy Indonesian horror film named May the Devil Take You 2. It is the sequel to the 2018 film May the Devil Take You, and the link for the recap is available in the description and icon above. Kindly remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like the video. At the beginning of the movie, we see a girl named 𝐀𝐃𝐒, when suddenly there is a knock on the door. She sees that Dewey is standing outside and she invites her in. Now here we come to know that the 𝐀𝐃𝐒 was attacked by someone but no one believed her. Then 𝐀𝐃𝐒 shows her bruise marks on her body. Seeing that Dewey asks who did this, she reminds her that he is dead. But 𝐀𝐃𝐒 tells her that he is staring at her right now. Dewey gets quite shocked to hear this and says that she will stay here tonight. Now in the night, Dewey gets a call from Bud, and she tells him that something is wrong with her. She said that 𝐈 has abused her. Now here we come to know that 𝐈 has died 15 years ago. Then there is a disturbance in the call, and Dewey sees the window opening. She goes and closes the window, and after that, she finds some news clippings relating to Lesmana and her daughters on the table. Then the window opens with the wind where we see a spirit, and the scene gets cut right here. The next morning 𝐀𝐃𝐒 comes out of the room looking for Dewey, and she sees that she is stuck on the ceiling and is in very bad condition. She gets very scared seeing this, and then Dewey falls. Now the scene shifts and we see Alfie, who could not sleep. Then she hears someone's voice, and as soon as the light is turned off, we see the ghost of a woman behind her. And when she turns on the light again, then we see that someone is keeping an eye on her. Now when she wakes up the next morning, some people have entered her house. She tries to face them, but they make her unconscious with a taser. They bring her to an abandoned villa where 𝐀𝐃𝐒 is already present. After this, Bud, 𝐺𝑒𝑛𝑎r, and Leo come to meet her, and 𝐺𝑒𝑛𝑎r apologizes to her. Alfie asks her about Nara, to which Bud tells that she is with others and is okay. Now 𝐺𝑒𝑛𝑎r tells her that this is Badr orphanage, built by a childless husband and wife. The place was one filled with warmth, but everything changed after the death of the wife. At that time 7 kids were not adopted yet. Owner 𝐈 used to abuse them, and the home turned into a terrifying place. Anyone who dared to disobey was locked in the kitchen without water, food, and lights. After listening to all this, Alfie asks her to cut to the chase. Then we learn that they had burnt their foster father to death. Now later, when Alfie is walking around the house, we see a ghost behind her. She feels something but doesn't see anything. But when she starts going down, she sees someone who suddenly attacks her. Now she gets very scared of this and comes to all the other people. But she does not tell them anything. Here 𝐺𝑒𝑛𝑎r introduces her to the rest of the people and again apologizes. 𝐺𝑒𝑛𝑎r then tells her that they believe that 𝐈 has returned for vengeance. 𝐀𝐃𝐒 first encounters him, but they did not believe her until he killed Dewey. Now here Christy still did not believe them, so 𝐺𝑒𝑛𝑎r scolds her and asks her to leave there. Then they give a book to Alfie, in which she finds the same ghost whom she had encountered 2 years ago. Now she gets very scared of seeing it and comes out and vomits. Bud follows her and she asks where did they get that book. He tells her that when he was young, a woman came and gave this book to 𝐈, but he never found out who the woman was. Then he asks her to walk in, but Alfie asks him what they want from her. Now he tells that after Dewey's death, Martha researched the book, and she believes her death is just the beginning, and after the death of 𝐈, a curse has been placed on all of them. Now here we are shown the devil's sign. Then they take her to a room and tell her that back then this room terrifies them the most. Bud opens the door of a cellar there and tells that only 𝐈 had been inside it. Now they decide to go inside, but Christy refuses to do so. Alfie asks her to take care of Nara, and then Martha also starts leaving from there. But 𝐀𝐃𝐒 tells her that she needs her to go down there. Then they all come down where they see a symbol on the ground. Now Martha tells them that there is an ancient belief in the occult world, that all humans who worship demons are obliged to surrender their souls to their demonic deities. Certain demons demand sacrificial offerings. Now Alfie asks her about a figure, to which she reveals that it is an ancient demon named 𝐀𝐿𝐾𝐒, known as the figure of enlightenment and immortality. They were thinking that 𝐈 planned to sacrifice them all. Now Martha tells her that the curse that a demon worshipper cast on someone never disappears, unless revoked by a human who survived from the devil itself. She asks Alfie to read a spell to terminate the curse. Now at first Alfie denies this, but then she agrees to help them. Now as soon as her blood gets on that spell, something starts happening to her and she starts shaking badly. Then suddenly the devil comes inside her and shows her the scene in which all of them together had set 𝐈 on fire. She then starts reading spells and faints. Now they all start to feel very cold there, and the scene shifts to Christy, where Nara points her towards the walkie-talkie, which is making static noise. On the other hand, when Leo listens to the walkie-talkie, someone laughs and says that Christy belongs to him now. Now they all get very scared and the cellar door closes, and the chairs and racks start to tremble. Then Alfie sees someone there who no one else can see, and it suddenly attacks 𝐁𝐿. Now Bud and Alfie try to save her, but then Alfie sees 𝐈𝐃's ghost, which frightens her. Then 𝐁𝐿 falls down, and 𝐈𝐃 kills her by slamming her head on the ground. On the other hand, Nara and Christy hear their screams, and she goes and checks by opening the cellar's door. Alfie asks her to lock the door, but 𝐈𝐃's spirit escapes and possesses her. Now when Bud tries to get out, she closes the door. Then she runs to attack Nara and was looking very scary. Now Nara locks herself in a room and Christy tries to break the door by hitting her head on it. She tries hard to break the door, and Nara fears and screams Alfie's name. Now hearing her scream, Alfie tries to open the door of the cellar, and here Christy finally breaks open the door and enters inside the room. Now she starts looking for Nara, and we see that she is hiding above the almirah. Christy reaches up to her and grabs her throat, but then the almirah falls and Christy gets buried under it. Now Nara thinks that she is dead, so she starts leaving from there. But then Christy comes out, breaking the almirah, and at the same time Alfie also reaches there and sends Nara from there. Then she kills her by hitting her on the head with a pipe. But then someone calls her name and says that he is still waiting for her. Got away once, be damned, and Alfie condemned. But then she sees that Christy's body is just lying inside it. Next, Alfie says that now no one will go to the cellar, and asks them to seal the door shut. After this, she angrily goes to Martha and asks if only she could read that spell. Then how did she know which page to read? She says either she was wrong or she is lying. Then she starts leaving from there with Nara, and says that she has done everything they asked her for. On which Bud tells everyone that this is their problem, they have to figure it out. Then he starts taking them to the train station, but his car does not start, and when he checks, the car's wires are cut. Now he does not understand anything and goes inside asking them to stay there. That's when she notices that someone else is talking to her instead of Nara from behind. And when she checks in the rearview mirror, there is a ghost there. But when she looks back, Nara is sitting there, and then... Now Alfie finds herself inside the house again, and she starts searching for Nara. Then she sees a doll there that falls, and then one hand picks it up. Then the ghost comes out from there and starts moving towards her. Seeing that, Alfie starts running from there and gets very scared. Next, she comes to a room where she sees Lesmana, and he is pulling hair from his mouth. He tells her that the devil is still waiting for her, to which Alfie says that it's all his fault. But Lesmana says that he tried his best to stop it, but it did not work. He tells her that he dragged her into this place and asks her to leave. Then she sees 𝐈𝐃 behind her, who grabs her hand, and she suddenly wakes up with a burn mark on her arm. Now Bud is surprised to see this and he bandages her. Here she tells Bud that she has seen 𝐈𝐃 and he will never let him go. She tells him that she needs to see the Black Bible now so that they can find out who they are dealing with. Then Martha and Leo come there with the book, and Alfie tells Martha that she needs her help in this. But here they notice that 𝐀𝐃𝐒 is not with them, and Bud asks Leo to bring her. Now according to Martha's research, this Bible has been used by several people. Now looking at the book, Alfie remembers that 𝐀𝐃𝐒's had a band-aid on her thumb. She then confirms 𝐀𝐃𝐒's on their childhood photo and tells them about Stockholm Syndrome. Alfie realizes that that spell has resurrected 𝐈𝐃, and she starts leaving from there. But 𝐀𝐃𝐒's locks the door. On the other hand, when Leo is looking for 𝐀𝐃𝐒's, we see her behind the door. Then he sees a symbol made of blood on the top of that cellar, and then 𝐀𝐃𝐒 stands behind him and pushes him down. Now before he could understand anything, she locks him there. He asks her to open the door, but she says that Father 𝐈𝐃 has said that he is punished. Then all of a sudden the lights go off, and then he sees his childhood Leo, who says that they will die here. Then he attacks him, but then the very next moment disappears from there. He then tries to contact Bud, and we see Christy's dead body coming out of the coffin, which then starts moving towards him. Now Leo notices her and goes to check on her, and he sees her sitting behind him, which scares him a lot. Now Christy takes her hand out of her shroud and then... But then he attacks her and she disappears from there. Leo is feeling very helpless when suddenly 𝐈𝐃 grabs his face, tearing his face apart, and drags him inside the cellar. Then 𝐈𝐃 tells Bud that Leo is with him and he will follow him soon. Now Alfie gets very angry after hearing this and asks Bud for his help in opening the door. On the other hand, we see 𝐀𝐄𝐒 who tell 𝐈 that she is ready to be in his servitude, as he is to him. Then she starts laughing like a maniac, and here we see 𝐈 near her bed who is very happy with her. Then he gets inside her, and with a blast, everything goes silent. Here Bud and Alfie break open the door and Alfie sees 𝐀𝐄𝐒 sitting on the stairs. She tells Bud that he will be joining Leo. Bud tries to convince her, but she says that they are blind towards 𝐈's greatness. He loved them all. He begs Moloch so they can be unified forever. Yet they killed him. Now here she reveals that night it was her who summoned 𝐈 with the help of the Black Bible, and he killed Dewey and took her soul. But to permanently resurrect 𝐈, she needed someone who has ties with something even stronger. And that person is Alfie. She then orders Bud to kneel before it's too late for him. But he does not listen to her and burns the book. But 𝐀𝐄𝐒 extinguishes it. Then she twists his hand and lifts him in the air and slams him into the wall, causing him to faint. She then tries to attack Alfie as well, but an unseen force does not let anything happen to her. 𝐀𝐄𝐒 is shocked to see this and then Alfie attacks her. Now she starts throttling her but 𝐀𝐄𝐒 picks up Bud and throws him on her. Then she starts walking towards Martha and Martha sends Nara away from there. 𝐀𝐄𝐒 then reminds her that 𝐈 opened the way for both of them, and then she remembers a childhood memory. But then Alfie tells her not to listen to her. Now 𝐀𝐄𝐒 angrily starts moving toward Alfie and Martha tries to attack her with a knife. But she stops her and stabs her with the same knife. Then she throws her away and she falls over Alfie. Then she sets fire to that room, closes the door, and leaves from there. Now here Martha gives Alfie the Black Bible that she stole from 𝐀𝐄𝐒 and tells her to stop 𝐀𝐄𝐒 and 𝐈 with its help. She tells her that she is chosen. She has to find the symbols, and read the spells, and then Martha dies. Here 𝐀𝐄𝐒 finds Nara, but she attacks her with a taser. Nara feels that she is dead so she starts leaving from there. But then 𝐀𝐄𝐒 calls her and she starts walking towards her with the taser. On the other hand, Alfie gets those symbols and spells. She puts her blood on that page and makes a sign with her hand, and starts reading the spell, and here we see that she has got the powers. Then she comes out with Bud and tells him that she has to find Nara and he should go and fix the car. After this, she comes back inside and starts looking for Nara. Here she sees Lasmana and Lakshmi who are watching something on TV. On the TV, Alfie sees Nara who is asking her for help. Then 𝐈 comes on the screen and starts laughing and Alfie breaks the TV in anger. Then she comes to the cellar where the devil tells her that she is now in his world. Now here she sees the way to go up, through which she comes back to the house. Then in a room, she finds Leo, whose whole face was peeled, due to which she comes out of the room in fear. Then in another room, she sees little Christy and Jen are playing and asks them if they have seen Nara, to which they both point in the opposite direction. Just then she hears Nara's voice and suddenly the ghosts of Jenna and Christy are sitting on the bed and they attack her. But because now Alfie has powers, so they could not do any harm to her. Then finally she gets Nara. But then Martha starts getting up and Alfie starts running away with Nara. But then Martha comes from behind and she turns into 𝐈. Now Alfie sends Nara from there and stops there to face 𝐈 herself. She tells 𝐈 that she is not afraid of him, and on hearing this he attacks her. But now he has turned into 𝐀𝐄𝐒 and she says that her powers won't work if she doesn't know how to use them. Then she vomits blood on her and tries to put her long tongue in her mouth. But Alfie attacks her tongue with a knife, which makes her very angry and she throws her away. Now Nara comes there and gets her up, and then Satan tells her that he can possess anyone. Alfie tells Nara to run towards the ladder on her signal. Now Alfie comes in front of her and asks Nara to run. Nara's escape diverts 𝐀𝐄𝐒's attention and Alfie attacks her, but nothing happens to her. Then she grabs Alfie's throat and here we see a tentacle coming out of her mouth. But Alfie tries her best and with her powers, she controls the saw blade and hits her on the head, due to which she dies there. Now Alfie starts running out of there but 𝐀𝐄𝐒 gets alive again. Now Alfie and Nara come out of the house and 𝐀𝐄𝐒 also follows them. But here Bud hits her with the car. Then he gets out of the car and comes to them and they see that 𝐀𝐄𝐒 is still not dead. Now 𝐀𝐄𝐒 tells her father not to leave her. And then 𝐈 tears her stomach and starts coming out from inside her. Seeing that they all get very scared. Now 𝐀𝐄𝐒 dies here and 𝐈 starts moving towards them. He moves towards Bud to attack him but Alfie intervenes. And after colliding with her he disappears. Now 𝐈 has possessed her and before he could have complete control over her, herself in the heart, filling herself in 𝐈. Then when Alfie wakes up she is in an unknown place. Here the Moloch asks her if she knows where she is. and then he asks, is she ready? Here Moloch reminds her of all her old memories and tells her that this is her destiny. He says that ever since she was a little girl, her soul belongs to him. She can only die in a way he sees fit, and that suicide is an affront to him, as it is her acting like she owns her own soul. He then restores her life and she suddenly gets up. Now Nara and Bud get happy seeing this, and only then does Bud sees his family, and the camera pans towards the sky. Then the next morning the three of them get into the car to leave, where Bud asks her if they still need the book. Alfie keeps that book with her, and then all three of them leave from there, and the movie ends here. Thanks for watching.